Hey, everybody. Welcome to Sama, Seattle Sacred Music and Art. My name is Derek Mazzoni, and thanks for being here. We, are, of course, are continuing in our journey of pandemic, and here in the States, a new civil rights perspective is taking root, we hope. Um, this is also happening all over the world in one form or another. And if we can remember a time before the pandemic, there was a deep, deep look in our relationship with the earth, with nature in a context of climate change. And also just an awareness of like, hey, things aren't really working out so much anymore. This constant need for growth, growth, growth was really tearing apart our relationship with nature, and also kind of our relationship with each other. The inequality was raging, is raging still. So, as Sama evolved into these live streams, I was thinking about all the different ways and all the different artists that I've experienced that really resonate with what the future could possibly be in a really powerful, positive way, and that involves everything from our relationship with the earth, our relationship with each other amongst the sexes. It's definitely a time for women to take more of a prominent role in all aspects of society. You may disagree with me, but I don't care. So tonight, we have a special edition of Sama. We're doing this in the morning here in Seattle, but in the country of my birth, Poland, it's in the evening. And tonight we have an amazing trio that I first experienced at the Off Festival in Katowice, Poland, an amazing, amazing festival. And the Off Festival has partnered with us, as well as our dear friend Seattle Theater Group, to present Sutari. Now, let me give you a quick rundown of Sutari. Um, their new record is River Sister. It's a dialogue with folkloric traditions, embracing the themes of nature, freedom, feminism, and sisterhood. It is the story of the silent inner strength that gives us a chance to change our fate. It is also a tribute to the many generations of women whose words and actions have been changing the world. It is because of them we can reap what they have sown. River Sisters analyzes the impact we as a people have on our earth, the place where we live and which we are a part of. We wholeheartedly support and join in and on ecological actions where purpose to protect nature and life on Earth is paramount. You couldn't make a better record for the time than Sutari has. Sutari, welcome.
Welcome.
Hello.
Hello.
Thank you for being here.
Thank
Thank
you
you
for
for.
having us.
So we first met at the All Festival, um, and you guys created a really beautiful space where we were filming you, and I was mesmerized. I started playing you. Other DJs and people started discovering you, and you guys, since that time, released another record, and now we have River Sisters. So the group is evolving as the world is evolving. One of the things I wanted to ask you guys, like, how did you get started, and what keeps you motivated to continue performing this music?
Hmm. Well, so for sure, the beginning is our friendship. First we met, and then we had this will to create something together, and somehow it's also something that motivates us that we can share something like a relation that it's growing all the time.
Hmm.
So we leave the space to changes, and so it's kind of part of our lives. So we need that that
Okay.
music for living and for sharing with others.
But everybody, you also work, all three of you work in music and theater and film and arts. This has been part of your who you are for, since you were kids. Was it because your families were in this or in theater, or was it more just like you woke up one day and it's like, that's what I want to do?
It's different for each of us.
Hmm.
My family have has no like artistic background, And actually, all the time, everyone in my family ask themselves how it could be that I am artist and what happened to me. So I don't know where it comes from. I just feel it. I really need this, and it's really from my childhood that I was doing like the kid theater with friends, and then theater at school, and then theater at another school, and then when I was like mm, um, uh, grow enough, then I decided just that is my way
Okay.
through life, and then I started educate myself. And
Okay. Beautiful. Um,
mm,
the music you guys are performing is it feels new, but also feels very old. And we spoke about this before. It also feels very intimate. I don't know if there's a proper translation in Polish for that, but it's you create music using kitchen utensils. You create music using water. You create your songs feel very close, and yet it's about nature. It's about everything. So it's a little different than like, yeah, I'm going to go in a garage and start a rock band with my friends. I'm curious to see how this connection with um, like ancient, traditional Polish traditions, and yet at the same time, this really interesting new way of looking at music. When we were watching, it was like, this is really interesting. What's up with this? How did this come about? Speak to that if you can a little bit.
Well, so mm, it's something. Well, uh,
it's not very far from this what used to be in the village between people who lives there. Like women met, they were singing, they were working and singing, they were singing with the sound of their work, and this is what we just took. The idea that the music between us is something like usual. We love to sing, and we love
Okay.
to sing together. So the first situation was that we've been sitting near the table,
By the
on
table.
by the table.
by the table,
Yeah.
drinking coffee, eat some fantastic food, and just start to talk, and then start to sing, and just make a music, make a sound with this what we had on that table.
Okay.
And it was like some kitchen stuff, and it was a water, and then from this we took the idea that we can put it into our composition, and it's just happened. This is like the part
Yeah.
of
And
life.
it
So
and it worked. I mean, and you guys have toured. You played at Womex, which is a big festival. And let's hear a song first, and then because I want to keep talking about this. Let's hear this. Let's. We're gonna be. This is the first video. This is the first video you guys ever put out, right? Or one of the first videos?
yes, yes,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
even the first our composition,
One of the
let's say,
first
one of the
compositions.
first,
Okay. Let's see it.
very old.
Kasilu, czy zdrowa, czy zdrowa, czy zdrowa, czy zdrowa. Mała nocka paliła się, przywiozłem wianki z Krakowa, z Krakowa. Przywiozłem wianek ruciany, 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 ruciany. Dla mojej Kasi kochanej, 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 która pełna najładniejsza, ta największa czarownica, która pełna najładniejsza, ta największa czarownica, która pełna najładniejsza, ta największa czarownica, która pełna najładniejsza, ta największa czarownica. Położę kładkę na murawkę wierzbową, oj rano, rano wierzbową czas wam dziewczęta do domu, oj rano, rano do domu, a ty Kasilu zostań się, oj rano, rano zostań się, przyjedzie Jasio, witaj się, oj rano, rano witaj się.
Sutari on Wopop on Kate. I'm sorry, Sutari on on Sama, Seattle Sacred Music and Art. I have many gigs. One of the things that really struck me about this that you guys continue to work to do is your relationship with the forest, and the that's a beautiful video. I cannot wait to show that to my kids. That is that is just gorgeous. The fact that you got these little characters, you know, these the owl and I don't know what that's some type of
Yes,
like
fox and the bear.
so um I know, you know, being Polish, I know that there's like the relationship with the forest is so vital to the villages and to like, you know, just like it's part of the soul. Um, and you speak about the music that was made in the villages. And when we were in Poland, there was a scene like that. There are musicians that dig deep really into this old uh, village tradition. You guys work on a really interesting way where it's almost like the music that's created in between just a small group of people, women specifically, who are the who make everything happen, you know, who are taking care of the children, who are feeding people, who are growing together and creating that wonderful sense of community. And I'm wondering, and I'm speculating here, I'm wondering if that relationship between the people in the forest and the people among themselves, is that something, is there like a circle there that is tied to your music? Or am I making this up?
Hmm. For sure, for us, nature is very important, and you can find it in the traditional music a lot of connections with the nature sounds.
Hmm.
I believe that that was the first inspiration to create some individual character of the ornaments in the music, of the looking for the voice, how it should sound, the song, the melody. It is connected with the how the space looks like. It's a different sound in the mountains, in different sound in the valley, or where is the like deep forest. So I don't know how it is exactly now in the village. I think the people are much more far away from this the natural connection between the nature and the humanity, like the
Hmm.
everyday. Uh, yeah.
Yes, yes, I think so. Because my grandma is still living in the village. She's 97 now. And I believe she's the only one person in the village that is going to the forests every day. And because people usually just sit by the TV, and but I'm sure it's not general. For sure, we have still some areas in Poland that people are closer to the nature.
Yeah.
So with this new record, River Sisters, are you guys trying to rekindle that relationship um, for the next generation?
Maybe it's more about what we need. Like we have this deep feeling that we need to go back to the forest. Like forest is a place where we can find peace. We can be in the harmony with ourselves and with the nature. So it gives this balance back. So that's this need that we want to like share, and we discover that it's something very common, and that's also kind of sisterhood that we discovered, that we all have this strong need and we want to somehow protect that right to have a nature around.
And this is right now. That's a. I don't want to get overly political, but that is a political statement right now um,
Yes,
in
yes.
Poland and throughout. You know, here too and everywhere. So um, when you guys started making this music, did you guys think that it was going to become political music?
No,
No,
we
never.
never. Never.
Not at all.
It is somehow like we live here, yeah, and now. So it's we are connected. We are connected with this what is around us, also with the politics stuff. But we are not looking for the subjects from that area to think about this. But somehow to protect nature became this kind of important subject also with the political.
Yeah, I thought of that because if it's your inspiration, you have to protect it. You know, if you
Yeah,
lose it, then
exactly.
you lose your inspiration, and so it's beyond political. It becomes like a question of like, I'm not going to let it go because it's going to take part of my soul away, and if it does that, then you lose something you can never get back again. So it's interesting because your music to me is very, as I said, intimate and really beautiful, but yet at the same time, there's there's an urgency based on what's going on. You're not out there, waving a flag like "Hey," but it's this like it's like this I don't even or it's like this soft push that suddenly somebody suddenly understands. Like, okay, so I applaud you. Thank you for doing that. Let's see another video, and then we'll talk about the new record and how you're surviving.
Kośniczki stoją, łąki się boją. Kośniczki nie stójcie, łąki się nie bójcie. Kośniczki stoją, wody się boją. Kośniczki nie stójcie, wody
I love that song.
Yeah.
Uh,
We love that
that's
video. We have
beautiful.
a
Yes.
lot of good feelings
Um, and
watching
these are
that.
your friends. These are people in your community that created that for you. Tell me about your community.
Yes.
What's going on right now? Like, how are people? How are you guys surviving? How are you growing? What's been going on?
We've been lucky because we record this Sister River album before this lockdown.
Lockdown.
So we had something to work with, which was really helpful because for me it was like the disaster moment, and I was really happy that I have something that I can work with, and 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 yeah, and it makes me feel that something happened,
Okay.
that I have something to speak with.
And for sure, that is the moment, like of March, yes, this beginning of lockdown in Poland. That's the moment when we had also this chance to discover what is our community, because other thing is like everyday life, like we have like it's everything is fast, so we try to find time to meet in a trio. We have different lives in different cities, and then suddenly there was this moment of uncertainty
Mm-hmm.
that like everything just collapsed. We our premiere in June was cancelled, so we started to think what we can do, and for me it was beautiful moment because my first feelings and thoughts were that, oh well, like we have nothing and we cannot ask anybody like to do something for us. Everybody is struggling, it's hard for everybody. So I was thinking, oh, I will be like disturbing someone asking for contribution in this video.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we decided to write to all of our friends that we met this 8 years past, from the beginning of our band, we met artists. We were playing together in different in Japan, in Brazil, in United States, like, and we wrote them, and we get such a big energy from them. So with all these words of support and with this it was like happy. They were happy
Joyful.
to
Cheerful.
join us.
Joyful.
Cheerful,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
So
beautiful.
how we started for me, our pandemic time.
That's
Yeah.
a beautiful
That's a
story.
good
So it
story.
feels like to Barbara, to your point, it's like people need something to do, something to hold on to. But you guys also had a change. You've got. Am I pronouncing Asia or Asia? Asia.
Asha. It's
Asha.
Asha. Asha.
Asha is here instead of Zosha. So tell me about that transformation.
Oh yeah, that's the one of the most tricky parts of my pandemic time, let's say. Because when everything is locked down, I moved with my husband to my mother's house near the city, but also near the forest, and that was, I think, crucial to stay alive.
Hmm.
We were talking about forest, so that was very helpful. Yeah, and I remember I saw the video. I saw that girls will have their premiere, and I was really wonder what it will be. So and then I don't know, in April probably, after a month of sitting at home, I had this like the weirdest phone from Kasia. Yes, with this question, if maybe because there will be the transition in the band, so maybe I could be the person who will join Sutari. And I was like, what? I was so surprised because it was really hard time, and this element of those months in lockdown is really that's amazing because I was always fan of Sutari, you know,
Mhm.
from the beginning. We were yes, all the CDs we were playing that really often at cars or at home. My mom like knows every song of Sutari.
I didn't know that before.
No. So you know it's so weird. It's so amazing, and yes, and so joyful because it gave me also the hope and the drive to work, to learn songs, to come back to singing and playing on the violin because I have this break because there was no need to do that. So I'm so grateful for this, and it's
I
wonderful.
must admit, it was like a deep feeling when I was calling someone and like offered something, but I knew that maybe nothing will happen actually. Like I didn't know if we have concerts or we have premiere or not at all.
Mhm.
So it was really like strong, but still I wanted to invite Asia to that space of empty space
Of not knowing anything.
of not knowing. And also it's true that before like lockdown I was sure that Asha is too busy to join us, so it was more like okay, it's like everything is collapsed, so just like let's hope, let's see.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a beautiful story. And it aligns with a lot of with other artists that I've had on Sama, where the need to create is so important to get through this, but also the work that you're creating helps people heal, helps people um, uh, transcend. You know, everybody's like, "Oh my God, this is crazy. What am I going to do?" Music, and especially this kind of music, helps people just move past this someplace else where they're inspired. And to your point, it's like, you know, you're in your mom's house with your husband, eek, and then at the same time,
Not easy.
not easy.
But beautiful, you know.
I understand. I understand. I don't know if I could do that, but you know, it's like it becomes this place as an artist, especially creating the kind of music you're creating. It feels like this amazing offering that you're giving to the people around you. As we can see, you know, we've got Gabby, we've got Ula, we've got Mike. All these people really, really love the work that you're doing. And everybody out there right now, we're live. So if you have any questions for Sutari, if you have any questions for Kasha, Basha, and Asha, love that. You guys, those three are just like perfect. Let us ask us, and we will ask directly, and they can see stuff that's going on right now. This is really beautiful. And Mike also, your music seems ancient and contemporary, yet at the same time futuristic. It is just really interesting work, and the fact that you've got a body of work that continues. I feel really good that this is you're going to do well in this space, and at the same time, you know, it's an interesting place to be because you have a record. You're going to have a premiere in June. You were going to do something. You know, it's like, okay, we're going to do this, and this, and stuff's going to happen, and then suddenly, no, you're not going to do that right now. So you can stop and do nothing, or you can go and do something else. And now with this video we just saw, which is beautiful, you're doing something else. And I'm not going to give it value, saying it's better or worse, but the fact that you're doing, I think, is the most important part. That you're actually moving energy and continuing with that. Let's keep talking about that a bit more, but let's see the most recent video, and this is Flow. This is Nurt from Sutari.
Pannom sukienki szlafrok, mężatką. Pannom sukienki szlafrok, mężatką. Proste futra wdowu leńką, kożuchy babką. Proste futra wdowu leńką, kożuchy babką.
panną, karety, bryczki, mężatką, panną, karety, bryczki, mężatką, proste wozy w domu lęką, a krzywe babką, proste wozy w domu lęką, a krzywe babką. Panną pałace, dwory, mężatką, panną pałace, dwory, mężatką, proste izby w domu lęką, chlewiki babką, proste izby w domu lęką, chlewiki babką. A w te dni owoce snu, trawa więdnie, a kiedy dotknie je żelazo, rdzewieje, a w te dni powietrze staje się ciemne i nawet pies ze wścieklizny szaleje. A w te dni owoce snu, trawa więdnie, a kiedy dotknie je żelazo, rdzewieje, a w te dni powietrze staje się ciemne i nawet pies ze wścieklizny szaleje. Panną biały chleb wydlowy, mężatką, panną biały chleb wydlowy, mężatką, a razowy w dowu lęką z otrębów babką, a razowy w dowu lęką z otrębów babką. Panną jesiotra śledzia, mężatką, panną jesiotra śledzia, mężatką, drobne rybki w dowu lęką, a żabki babką, drobne rybki w dowu lęką, a żabki babką. A w te dni owoce snu, trawa więdnie, a kiedy dotknie je żelazo, rdzewieje, a w te dni powietrze staje się ciemne i nawet pies ze wścieklizny szaleje. A w te dni owoce snu, trawa więdnie, a kiedy dotknie je żelazo, rdzewieje, a w te dni powietrze staje się ciemne i nawet pies ze wścieklizny szaleje. Panną różyczki lilie, mężatką, panną różyczki lilie, mężatką, lisze kwiatki w dowu lęką, pokrzywy babką, lisze kwiatki w dowu lęką, pokrzywy babką. A w te dni owoce snu, trawa więdnie, a kiedy dotknie je żelazo, rdzewieje, a w te dni powietrze staje się ciemne i nawet pies ze wścieklizny szaleje. A w te dni owoce snu, trawa więdnie, a kiedy dotknie je żelazo, rdzewieje, a w te dni powietrze staje się ciemne i nawet pies ze wścieklizny szaleje. A w te dni owoce snu, trawa więdnie, a kiedy dotknie je żelazo, rdzewieje, a w te dni powietrze staje się ciemne i nawet pies ze wścieklizny szaleje. A w te dni owoce snu, trawa więdnie, a kiedy dotknie je żelazo, rdzewieje, a w te dni powietrze staje się ciemne i nawet pies ze wścieklizny szaleje.
That is gorgeous. That is some work. That was not a lazy
Yeah, we
video.
made it
Not at
ourselves.
all. Not at all.
Why,
That is
why?
that is some fabulous, fabulous headdresses, to say the least. That's amazing. We have a couple of questions. They're coming through. So let's see. I'll start with the last one. Simon Broughton asked, "Have the three of you performed live yet?"
No, we didn't. Actually,
Like-
today,
We did, but with no audience, only
yeah,
three of us.
at home.
So
And
So
with the
you're going to.
audience-
We're going to finish with a live song. So
Yeah.
the first iteration of Sutari, the new iteration of Sutari will be live
Yeah.
first time here. Woohoo!
Exactly.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And let's see. Dom Johnson as asking, what do you think ignites music relationships between all three of you?
Ignites? What is
Yeah,
that?
like
Something
what
ignites.
makes the music work between you guys? What's the thing that happens? You know, if you're a boy and you're a 17, you know, it's like, why do you play music? To be popular. What is it that you guys are
Mm-hmm.
trying to do? What's the
Love,
catalyst?
of course, love.
Love.
Love to
Love is the answer
music,
to everything. It's true.
love to
It's
this
true,
kind
Basha. It's
of
true.
melodies, love between and friendship between us. Like I think it's okay. Okay, it's like the we can say love, but it's true somehow. Really,
It's, I would
really.
say that we could say it's kind of need to be heard and to create space for the other to be heard. So in this relation, it's very important to give space to every person. So
in every voice and the sound together to listen. And I think it's really it's very special to to keep this balance between three voices and three personalities, giving the space but also allowing ourselves to be present.
enjoying diversity and enjoying like what we have common.
Yeah, and we are getting to know each other through
Yeah, yeah.
singing also.
But you guys know each other from previous musical iterations, which leads me to my next question. And this is from Mike Zellers. What's your musical education? How'd you guys, how'd you
Oh,
get started?
that's very diverse too.
Wow.
So I started like with primary school with violin, and I didn't have like musical family, so it was kind of discovery that I really want to do music. And then I when I was teenager, I just stopped because I was more interested into philosophy or other subjects. So and then after years, I discovered this traditional Polish music.
Hmm.
Yeah. So I am taught.
Self-taught.
Yes.
Self-taught. Okay.
So my first experience with the music was just listening the music, and then somehow I start to sing in the theater in Gardzienice. But the first moment when I start to play music, to learn how to play instruments, my first instrument was a drum. Was when I met like the village musicians and all these people, the young people who discover and discover this old Polish village tune. So I joined them, I learned from them, and that was my like the first experience. And then I start to um, experiment, just
Mhm.
make jak to powiedzieć, eksperymentować.
No, no,
To
that's perfect. No, you
Experiment.
to experiment.
no, you were which leads me to this interesting question because I've been following this for a while. When Poland was under a communist government, there was this pressure for traditional music. It was the thing that everybody wanted to hear, and certain musics, especially from the West, were I wouldn't say banned, but were like you just didn't. There wasn't much play for them. And then I remember talking to my cousins when the wall fell. There was like no interest in that music anymore. It was almost like, no, 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 we want to be hip hop, rock, and everything. And then suddenly, like Warsaw Village Band and others, things started to come back up again. And Abasha, to your point about experimentation, it felt like there was a moment where people were like playing these old songs. Here's my goat wandering through the field. We're having a good time. Um, but then artists started to experiment, started to create their own interpretation of that, and it feels like right now, because I'm getting a lot of this music, it continues to evolve, it continues to grow, like this relationship with the history, from a musical perspective, isn't like stuck. Like you go to Warsaw, Chopin everywhere. I love Chopin, but it's like okay, you know we understand. Um, the same in Vienna, Mozart everywhere. I love Mozart. I understand, but the evolution of this is really interesting to me, and it feels like there's an opportunity for really interesting experimentation, really interesting voices to come out, and you guys are at the vanguard of that with this new record and with its intention, which I found really intriguing because it's tied to nature, of course, it's tied to empowering voices working together. but yet at the same time, it looks to the future. Sometimes this music is, let's look to the past where it was beautiful. There was no problems, you know. It's like, no, there were problems, but it feels like the music you're making with River Sisters is it's it is not like I'm seeing some of this stuff. It's eco-friendly, but it's also to the future. Is that your intention behind this, or am I extrapolating too many things? Which I do sometimes.
No, no, it is because we try to discover our own voice, to to sing these songs, to interpret them, and then to create our own tune based on that old tune.
But also we see the future. We want to have a future, so it's also going towards the future. I think in this traditional music, what is essential for me, it's the way we do it. It's really different to uh, have a radio, have a music in technical
Things in media or
yeah, in media, and this experience of really having relationship by the music. This is something that I found in the traditional music, and this feeling I try to continue within this relationship.
Okay, perfect, perfect. And it's interesting to me, because this is a really strange opportunity with the life that we're living right now. Like, you know, Asha, you went back home to the village to live with your mother, and there's this really strange time where people have to recalibrate what their expectations were. You guys aren't going on tour, you know. Womex isn't, stuff like that's not really going to happen right now. But um, but there's still an opportunity for growth. There's still an opportunity as artists for your work to be heard, and also even seen. And you know that video of you were of all of these people that you met in the United States, in Brazil, in Japan. Um, you might not have made that video if you could have been there. Do you know what I mean? Like the
For sure,
circumstances
for
have
sure.
forced you to look for other ways, and that to me is real growth. That's how we really evolve.
Yeah.
Yes, and but the funny thing is, as we were talking before, that our album we created it before like pandemic and before it's it started 1 year ago or even 2 years ago, and we started with talking about what is important to us these days. So it was peace, it was harmony, it was nature, this need of nature, this need of being together and solidarity between us. And suddenly it became like really big subject in these few months, because when everything is not working, we it's the time to go back to our roots and our priorities.
hmm.
Perfect. Why River Sisters? What's the meaning of the title?
So the name River Sisters, it's in Poland. It's a very special group. They are activists and they are artists, and they want to protect nature in Poland, especially rivers. So the idea is that each woman can choose the river that she wants to be a like to protect
To
this
protect it.
special river, to be to
Yeah,
feel like I am this river and I want to protect
Yes,
this
take care of this.
part of nature. And so we heard about this, and then we realized like this name came just in the end of the process, just after we recorded all the music, that we just discovered, okay, so this is it, the sisterhood. So like we want to be close, we want to be together, and we want to be close to the rivers and to the nature.
Perfect.
yeah. And like each of us is a sister of some river, and each the all rivers are sisters. like we are going to the same direction.
Yeah.
And
And we have common sources.
Sources.
Oh, it's a beautiful
And
story.
sources.
and each river is the same, like important for us, and doesn't matter is it big river or just a small one. Each of them are really important for
Perfect. So I love that. Thank you. The record is out. You can find it on Bandcamp. Um,
Yes.
and we have a link to that. We'll put that up right now. Buy their music. Don't stream. I mean, stream it too, but get a download. It sounds better and actually supports them. Let's hear first time the new iteration of Sutari live, if we can.
Yes.
Sure.
Also, huge shout out to Artur and Carolina at the Off Festival, Seattle Theater Group, everybody that makes this happen. This is Sama, Seattle Circuit Music and Art. We do a live stream every week. We're evolving. Got a full week ahead. We got Kiran Ahluwalia, we got Rob Mills, we have Juju Sound, so much more.
Bawcie się dobrze.
A któż moje kosy rosy rozpleci? Oj, łado, łado, rozpleci.
A któż moje kosy rosy rozpleci? Oj, łado, łado, rozpleci.
A któż moje kosy rosy rozpleci? A któż moje kosy rosy rozpleci? Oj,
That was beautiful. Pięknie. Bardzo pięknie. Sutari, live, first iteration of this band performing live on Sama Seattle Sacred Music and Art. Kasha, Basha, and Asha. Dziękuję. Thank you so much. So, as I say, one quick thing before we start. That's Wado. That's a word you guys came up with. What was the song about?
This is the lyrics is about the mm,
Unbread, unbread, the question, there is like just one phrase. Who will unbread my hair?
Unbraid my hair. Okay.
yeah. So this is a part of the wedding old wedding song. Yeah, and the word wado is right now somehow without meaning, but it used to be singing only with these wedding songs, and probably it has like a long story, and very far away from these times. Maybe it is even connected with the pagans believings, like the old Slavic
Mm-hmm.
goddess Wado, which was the god of marriage and the war.
Ah, very smart. Very smart. You're awesome. Thank you for doing this. I always say this. We look forward to seeing you in real time on Sama on the stages here in the Pacific Northwest. That's the intention of this, and we're going to be inviting you in one form or another. Massive success with the new record. Once again, you can find Sutari on Bandcamp. They are represent what I think are some of the best and most interesting music coming out of Poland right now, and the fact that you are continuing to create and this beautiful, delicate yet very powerful music is an inspiration. So, dziękuję bardzo.
Thank you
Dziękujemy.
very much.
Dzięki.
Dziękujemy.
Thank you.
And have a great evening. And thanks for sharing and continue to doing the great work. This is Sama, Seattle Sacred Music and Art. I want to thank everybody involved. I want to thank Off Festival, Artur and Carolina, and STG, and everybody else out there. Be well, peace, take care of yourselves, stay home, wear a mask, and we'll get through this one way or the
And
other.
be happy.
See you.
Most def.
Bye bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.